you've never built a website, you're not interested in building a website, I'm going to say not a lot. I'm going to say probably, if you are diligent, 10,000, 20,000 your first year. Minus costs, you might be at a $5,000 profit. Now let's crank it up. Say you have web experience. Now, for the people who do eBay and Amazon, go ahead, just get ready to get your panties all balled up. Just take them off, because you're going to get them all hitched up in there and you're going to have a wedgie. If you've been doing eBay business and Amazon business, then you're only marginally better than someone who's never done something at all online. In fact, the person who is stupid and realizes that they're stupid is maybe 90% ahead of where you are. Because you're like, I did Amazon and I did eBay and I did this stuff, so I know how to. No. You know how to work a system. Granted, these systems are difficult, but you know how to work a system. When you can sell your products and services from your website or some web asset that you control enough to make a living consistently year after year after year, then you actually know what you're doing. But if you cannot do that, no, you don't know what you're doing. One of the reasons I feel that I was able to be successful fairly quickly is I have fucked up quite a bit. I've made a lot of mistakes. It gets to the point when you make so many mistakes, you know, you can feel the slippery slope coming under your feet. Like, whoa, if I go 1 more inch further, I'm going over. You know, you can just feel the fuck up coming. You can just like, oh, here it is. And then you ask yourself this question. Is this fuck up detrimental? Because there's many different schools of thoughts on this. To get wealthy is don't make any mistakes, manage risk. Now, the people who've become fantastically wealthy have taken huge calculated container risk. They knew what was going on. There's a lot of pieces going on, especially when you get to the multi-billion-dollar company. There's a lot of moving parts. So you just can't go at one strategy. There's so much that's going on. The way the world is today, you can build a company that loses money and still make money. In no time in history has this stuff been like this before. But typically, you have a steep learning curve. Now, let's just really talk about that. If you are going to keep looking for systems, and there's some systems that work, there's some systems that work really well, I'm not going to marginalize them. I'm not even going to marginalize the people who are doing Kindle books, because essentially they've become publishers. They've said, hey, I have an ideal concept. I'm going to go out and hire someone to write this book. That's the same thing Random House does, Wiley Books, Huff. This is what the big publishers, they buy your books. They buy books from authors, then they put them on wherever they want to put them. They put them in the bookstores. It's the same principle. So I'm not going to marginalize or slam somebody for doing the same thing. What I will say is that many of you are killing certain niches like I've never seen before, because I don't participate in a lot of groups, but I'm a member of a lot of groups, and I see where we're heading. Now, about 4 years ago, I made this prediction that Amazon was going to have a way that they're going to reduce authors' income. And this is why. For every author that was writing in, say, 2009, 2010, there's about 50 more writing now. So for every one that was back then, there's 50 to 100 more authors. And some of them are damn fucking good. Some of them are amazing. So you have this pool of talent where the floor is your cover has to be on point, your editing has to be on point, all of this stuff has to be on point. That's just the floor. That's just the floor. So there's a lot of competition. Now for the smart author, and I will say, you will start building your tribe today. Today. I don't care if you have a book or not. If you got a concept, that's enough to start. I don't care if it's 4 people at the end of the month. It's a beginning. See, this is where success happens when you're making money online. The beginning stages, when you're going through your fuck ups, your trials and tribulations, when shit is not going the way that you want, when you want to just say, you know what? I may go back and get that fucking job. When, shit goes like that, I will tell you, I did this the first year. I wasn't really making any money with the YouTube channel. I wasn't making any money with the blog. That came, like, I'll just tell you, that first year I made 60. Most of that came in the last 3 to 4 months. I went to Walmart. I went to Lowe's. I went to Home Depot. And and they got these kiosk things. And I understand it's been a long time since I applied for a job. So I went in there and I did this stuff. They didn't call me back. I was looking for a $10 part-time job just to put a little extra change in my pocket while I worked on my business. They said, fuck you. So I started working 24 hours a day, literally. I started putting in time and effort. Now, this is something else, and I don't recommend this because it's really bad on your health. But if you work 16, 20 hours a day for 2 or 3 months, that's the equivalent of what some people do in 6 to 8 months, or maybe a year. I'm not kidding you, because a lot of people do not work. They pretend to work, or they are at work doing non-work related items or actions, and yet want to be paid for the full 8. But if you really put out like that, you can flatten that learning curve a little bit. You can teach yourself so many things. Now, really, to make money online, the first thing that you have to have is a concept. The second thing you have to have is some tenacity. The third thing you have to have is a will to win. Tenacity is just sticking with it, but like the game the other day with LeBron and Curry. LeBron had tenacity. He even had the will to win, but the other guys didn't. And you see the results, because the last 4 minutes it was just like nail, nail. They started putting nails down. You got even when it's fucked up, even when shit's going sideways, you still have to go, I can beat this. I can win. You have to tell yourself that, because there's no one else that's going to tell you that and believe it except maybe your grandfather, your grandmother, maybe your mother, maybe your father, someone who knew you from when you were little. There's just not too many people who are going to be your cheerleader or your support team. You've got to learn how to do that shit yourself. So when things are going sideways and you can look up and go, yeah, I'm still doing this. That's when you know you're an entrepreneur. That's when you know you can make money online. Because if you keep on, sooner or later you will. Can I tell you how much? Nope, can't tell you how much. But I can tell you, you will win. Now, one of the biggest things that happens with me when I'm talking to people is folks have no idea what the hell they want to do. That's why eBay and Amazon are so attractive, because it's like, okay, well, I can go there, do research. I can stalk other sellers. I can see what they were selling. I can copy. And so I'm not going to say it's easy. I'm not going to marginalize people like that, because I did both and the shit's hard. But what I'm going to say is it's maybe 20% of the equation. When you teach yourself the other 80% of the equation, you become very powerful, because you can start walking around in other businesses and stores and you can start making predictions with eerie accuracy, because you've been there, you've done that, and you know how to solve problems. You know how to build things. So when you are looking at making money online, you've got to, number one, reduce your burn rate. And what's your burn rate? How much money you spend every month? If you got like a $7,000 a month burn rate, and your bills, and you bring in $7,500, you have very little money to put into a business. You have time, which means it's going to grow much slower, which is cool. But many people are just very, very impatient. And I think part of that comes from the internet culture, when it's just instant this, instant this. You know how like you freak out when your browser's like 8.9 seconds slow, and you're like, oh man, I got to get me Comcast, or I got to get me AT&T because this shit's just too slow. It's like that. I mean, to build a business or support you in a year or two is not really a long time. But if you're trying to live the dream and chase the dream at the same time, it seems like an incredibly long time. It seems like a really, really rough time frame, because someone's keeping you from your success and you're just about to freak out. But I'm going to...
And let's wait to see what happens within the next minute or so. The entry rate was 101. Now it's lower. and that's why the bar is now red. But we still have some 40 seconds left, and it's green now, which means I'm doing okay. Half a minute left, and where it was just 101, it's gone up to 114.
Hey there guys, it's Mehek Naheem here, top online business queen, and I'm shooting a very quick video today because, as you can see, it is like officially 21.5 degrees here in Scotland, and I've got my bottle of water to keep me hydrated, trying to be as healthy as possible. So I'm just going to keep it very short, and today I wanted to talk about residual income. Now, a lot of people are unsure of how to actually make money online and what the whole process is about. You know, if they want to make money online, what's the fastest and the best way to do it? And residual income is probably one of the best ways because, you know, you're not limited. The best way to actually get an income on the internet is actually to have lots of income streams and doing them residually by having people working for you or systems in place which are doing the job for you. For example, if you have a website which is selling products and, you know, every day thousands of people are coming to this website looking for your product, which is very targeted traffic, then obviously you will be making a lot of money from that even without sitting at the computer all day. In addition to this, you can also have lots of programs where you've got a business and you can build a team, and the team can be making you money. So once, you know, they're working for you, they can also earn you a lot of income. And, you know, on the internet there's actually thousands of ways to actually make money. These are just a few, and these are some of the tactics that I use to build my wealth on the internet. You know, with the internet you can actually have lots of different varieties. I mean, it is actually unbelievable the ways that you can actually build income. I mean, what I always want to stress though, and I want to highlight, is that a lot of people are actually unaware of the training systems available, because without the training, without having the right marketing in place, without having the tools, you're not going to get the best exposure. You know, your business, your product, whatever it is that you're doing on the internet to make money, you will actually not get the best exposure if you don't know what you're doing and getting your message out to the people. I'll always give this example that people on the internet, you know, when they're actually out there, they have the best product, they can have the best system in place,